苹果。Okay, can you guys see my screen? Yeah, 我好像那个少了。
Yes, we can see it.
Great. In 4 minutes, we'll be started. And I'm gonna show you a introduction video of our product for this model PLX112B. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself, and my name is Adam. Of course, I'm from PLX. So nice to meet you guys. Okay, let's first see an introduction video.
With the integrated X-ray tube and generator monoblock design, we can provide a high quality of X-ray. This machine is equipped with Canon 9-inch image intensifier with review and million pixel digital imaging system to ensure the excellent quality of image. The C-arm opening is 740 millimeter. The C-arm arc depth is 640 millimeter. It can give a suitable operation space. The control panel has 4 modes for operation: manual fluoroscopy, automatic fluoroscopy, pulse fluoroscopy, radiography. It adapts the human body graphic LCD touch panel. It can help doctors quickly set APR parameters. This handlebar controls the C-arm to move forward and backward up to 200 millimeter. C-arm can be rotated around horizontal axis by plus or minus 180 degrees. When you grab the handlebar on the both sides of the flame, the C-arm can be slided along the flame from minus 30 degrees to positive 90 degrees. This handlebar controls the C-arm rotation around the vertical axis from plus 15 degrees to minus 15 degrees. When you press this button, the C-arm electrical lifting range is 400 millimeter. The compact, flexible mechanical movement design can meet different medical needs and provide a comfortable control experience for doctors. The machine comes up with LCD displays. The lower is the main screen, while the upper is accelerator. This machine integrates the function of registration, image collection, image processing, and case report printing. For processing, you can realize 4 windows: non-windows, shortening, horizontal mirror, vertical mirror, text annotation, lens measurement, etc. The workstation is equipped with UPS power supply that ensures the computer can last for 10 minutes after power failure.
Okay, that is a brief introduction video, and just introduce you the movement parameter and the mainly structure of our Xeon and the workstation, of course, our software. And next, I'm gonna start it our formal introduction. So, um, again, evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. This is Adam from PLX, and today we're going to give you an introduction of our PLX112B. And this is a high-frequency mobile surgical X-ray device. Okay, and so let's first see its structure, right? And of course, it was consisted of many parts. So here we can see the image intensifier right here, and above it is a CCD camera. Okay, and the bottom one here is a colorimeter. Behind it is the X-ray source assembly. So the rack connected the image intensifier and the X-ray source assembly is this movable rack, the Xeon movable rack. Here, this one, Xeon. And of course, we've got a workstation trolley, and it was consisted of a two screen, the main screen, the middle one, and the reference screen, the top one. Of course, and here the cabinet, we've got a uninterruptible power supply, abbreviation as UPS. Also, we've got a computer inside of it. So that is the main structure of our PLX112B. Okay, so the installation environment is also very important. For the first one, the ambient temperature is from 10%, 10 to 40, and its relative humidity is from 30% to 75%. Also, of the most importance is its power voltage. The alternating current, single phase, 220 volt, and plus or minus 10% deviation. For the frequency, you need to provide a 50 or 60 hertz. Also, for the power supply internal resistance, it should no more than 1 ohm, right? Also, the power capacity, and for long-time usage, it should be 2.5 kilovolt ampere. And for instantaneous usage, it should be 6.8 kilovolt ampere. And next is its overcurrent release characteristics. So it's a 16 ampere, right? Also, we need to provide a good protective grounding terminals to and ensure it is reliable connection. And for the installation part, first, you're going to need to prepare some tools like this I've listed out. And you can see there are 6 of them, and the multimeter, and the crowbar, and a bolt driver, the electric hand drill, and its M8 sleeve. Of course, the Allen wrenches. And for the bolt driver and Allen wrenches, and our machine will provide it along with the accessories. You can check the accessory box and you will find them. And for the other, for the multimeter, crowbar, MA sleeve, and electric hand drill, you need to buy it for yourself. And we don't provide that, of course. And before the installation, you first need to check the environment is in accordance with the installation standards that I have introduced before. And for example, for the power supply condition, you need to measure it using the multimeter. And this is a single phase voltage alternating current, a 220 volt plus or minus 10% deviation. And this is the picture. Okay, sorry, and 239.9. And also, of course, the zero ground voltage. And you should also measure it. And this should not be greater than 5. Not sorry, less than. It should be less than 5 voltage. And those two parameter you should measure and of course take photos for the record. That is important. Take photos for record. Okay. Now before the unpacking, first we need to give it an inspection of the outer box here and to see if the package is damaged or broken. And also, please take photos from all positions and as many as possible if you can. That is for assurance of the good quality of our product, right? So on the outer box, there are other things you need to take care of. First is the shipping mark. The next is the protection sign. And these two, you also need to take a photo for record in case of damage. And next, we need to take a photo of the engineer standing in front of the goods and to also to make a record to prove that it is you who installed our machine. Okay. Now we we officially started our work. So the unparking part, use the tools that you prepared, the crowbar and the electric handrail, and to remove the cover. Of course, here you can see that take care of be care of your safety. You do not want to hurt yourself, and also take photos once you take out the top cover to check if the C-arm inside of it is fine and not broken. Okay. So this, after all cover has been taken, also photos, please photos, and from the top, right, from the left side, from the right side, also the front and back side. That is 5 photos in all. 5 photos in all needed to be taken for record. Okay. And then you can just take out all of our accessory boxes and to put them in the ground and check them. First check the number and you take out the accessories inside of the box, and like here the picture shows, you put them in the ground and check it one by one according to our parking list. And the parking list is inside one of its boxes, and you can find it. It is in the boxes, one of them. Okay. And please pay attention to the number or the quality of all the accessories. And if you find something was missing or broken, also take a photo and feed it back to us and let us know in time, and we will solve it for you guys. Okay. Next, for pushing off the machine from the wooden plate, you need to first remove the fixing bracket around the C-arm, and of course using the electric handrail. And you can see the screws. This is the screws fixing it, and the blue or the black one is the fixing bracket. You need to take it out, and then you can up and down control the C-arm for next operation, right? Okay, after you have taken the fixing bracket, and you should connect the power cord, of course, before you need to measure the power condition. If it's not suitable, you need to make some changes to modify it until it suits our usage condition, right? And you connect the power cord. Of course, you turn on the air switch. Is here the air switch. I don't know if you guys can see it. The air switch, turn it on. And then on this panel, this control panel, we've got a start button that is a dot within a circle that is for power on. And the C-arm rack will be lifted and you lift the C-arm rack to a specific height so that you can tear other wooden column from the from it, so you can successfully push off the C-arm, right? And also we've got the workstation trolley, and when parking, the workstation trolley's wheels have been taken off, and it is fixed using screws to the bottom plate, and you need to also remove the screws, and then you take out the wheels and install the wheels. And when you when you're installing the wheels, pay attention. There are four of them, and two of them are with brakes. So with those two with brakes should be installed in the front side, right? In the front side, and you don't want to miss it. Okay. After you have installed all four wheels, and you need to use an open end branch to adjust the screw nuts here. I've circled it out. This screw nuts to make the trolley and fully horizontal, right? And so it can move normally. And after it was made horizontal totally, and you can tighten the all screw nuts of four wheels have those screw nuts, right? And then we turn on the machine. Of course, we have turned on it before, and we adjust the arm to down to the lowest position in order to take it out, right? Of course, don't forget the slope plate. This is for the safety of you when you taking out the C-arm from the plate. And pay attention to the C-arm because it's very heavy, and you need to push the machine very slowly and carefully. Okay, next part we'll come to the workstation trolley, and we have the UPS and computers, monitors that we need to install. And first, let's take a look at the UPS, right? And in here, the cabinet, the UPS should be installed here inside of it. And first, you put the UPS out of accessory box, and to see if it is broken or intact. And if it's fine, then you can just put the UPS into the slot, somewhere here into the slot. And though there are three plugs in all needed to be added to the UPS, and two of them are the power supply for the monitor, and for the main monitor and the reference monitor too. And the third plug is for the computer power line, right? That's three of them needed to be plugged here in the UPS. Okay, and next, also the computer, of course, needed to be installed inside of the workstation trolley. And first, you also put the computer into the slot, and then fix it and keep it stable. And then for the wiring, okay, and there are many wiring needed to be connected. And of course, this one you can see here is a dongle, right? This one dongle, very important. You don't want to lose it. Okay, and the left of the dongle is the keyboard and mouse. Of course, it's very easy. Just any USB port is fine. And this guy is the independent network card, and the Ethernet cable should be plugged into the port of the independent network card, not somewhere else, and to keep the communication between the computer and our C-arm machine works fine, right? And the next part here is the video card, and there are actually three video pods, and we only need to use two of them, okay, because we only have two monitors, right? The main monitor and the reference monitor, so we only need to plug two of them. and you don't want to plug somewhere else for like this one and this one. You don't need to plug it, right? Also, the power line of the computer, right? This one won't be missed because it's very specific, the power line. Okay, that is all for the computer. And also comes to the CM. And there are a collimator. It was uninstalled, and you need to also get it installed. And before the installation of the collimator, first you need to check the tube. Also, you know the tube where somewhere in the tube here, the X-ray assembly, the tube. You need to check the window of it to see if there is any bubbles, and if it is oil leakage, and to see it works, to make sure it works fine. And also anything abnormal, just feedback timely, please. Okay, and for the installation of the collimator, there are two screws in all for both sides. Here I circle it out also. You can see that it is I zoomed it out for you guys, two of them for both sides. So that means four in all, right? You just need to tie them up, and so the collimator won't fall down from the tube, right? Okay, um, okay, for the some ports right here is this, of course, from the CM host and the workstation trolley, there are some ports. And also for the CM host, there are air switch. Here, this guys, I'm sure you guys are very familiar with it. Also the power line, the black one, the power line, and the big one, the big guys, control cable. Also, there is a foot switch port. We can connect our foot switch, and this guy is protective ground wire needed to be uh, to, to be connected here. So for the workstation trolley, just behind this panel is behind the workstation trolley. You can see the first one, also the hand switch. The second one is for our hand controller. We've got two ports, both in the CM host and the workstation trolley. We can connect our foot switch. You can see here we've got a foot switch and the workstation trolley, also a foot switch port. So you can choose wherever you want to install them. Okay, also the protective ground wire. Okay, next part we come to the movement part. And before I've shown you guys the video that just give you guys a brief introduction of the movement and its parameter. So you can see that there are many knobs on our machine. So this one here is the CM rotating around the horizontal axis control knob, and here is a CM swinging control knob, and this one the CM circular movement control knob. Also this one the steering handle, okay, steering handle, and here on the left side of the steering handle we've got a brake handle, right, and this one is a CM longitudinal movement control knob, and I'm gonna introduce you the function of the knobs, right? So, so for the CM movement, circular movement control knob, and unlock it and just rotate it anti-clockwise, probably 90 degrees, and you can the CM can do a reciprocating movement in the circular arc in the slight way of the inclined arm, and this range from minus 30 degrees to 90 degrees, so that is 120 degrees in all. And for the CM swing control knob, our CM can swing around for like positive 15 degree to minus 15 degrees from the left, also to the right. That is a 30 degrees in all. And the CM longitudinal movement control knob, for of course unlock it, the CM can reciprocate linearly in the slide way of the longitudinal moving slide. That is a 0 to 200 millimeter. and that is a 200 millimeter range. Okay, the CM rotating around horizontal axis control knob. Unlock this knob, the CM can rotate and together with the inclined arm around the axis of the moving rail at any angle, that is a minus 180 degrees to a positive 180 degrees. So that is a 360 degrees in all. And for the steering handle, counterclockwise to rotate the steering handle, and the device can move only laterally. And if rotate it 90 degree counterclockwise, the wheels behind the C-arm will also rotate 90 degrees. So that makes you can only move the C-arm in the laterally direction. Okay, and for the brake handle, right, also rotate 90 degrees clockwise, and the bottom wheels will stay braked. And here is a special thing you need to remember. And once our brake handle walked, that means the wheel has been braked. You do not rotate the steering handle, and because this will cause malfunction of our brake. And just remember that you don't want to get our machine broke, right? Of course, we also get a emergency stop switch. It's a red one here. The red one emergency stop switch, very obvious. You won't miss it. Okay, emergency stop switch. Of course, when pressed, all the motor movement stops. And for our 112B, and the up and down is modeled by the it is electric movement. It's driven by our model. So when the emergency stop switch pressed, and the up and down won't function, right? And for the just rotate clockwise, and the emergency stop switch will pop up, and that means the movement can continue. It is recovered, right? You could try that. Okay, we go to the control panel. Right here, we can see we got many buttons, a screen, 3 lights. Right, from the green one, it is a X-ray ready indicator, green light, green light. And the middle one, the X-ray exposure indicator, is a yellow one, and the right one is a fault alarm indicator, so it will be red when something goes wrong. And of course, the up and down control the button, and there are two of them. Two of them functions totally same. And the startup button, just with one dot within the circle, it is for powering on, and the one dot outside of the circle, it is for shutting down of the C-arm. Okay, and the middle screen is a touch screen, so you can touch to choose the body part to change the parameters. Okay, it is a touch screen. Of course, for this part, it is the control of the lead door, and of course the areas open and close, the lead door open and close, the lead door rotate anti-clockwise rotation, and clockwise rotation, and that is all for the control panel functions. Okay, and 3 parts. One part, the power switch of the UPS. Of course, UPS stands for the uninterruptible power supply, and it provides uninterruptible power supply to the device. And here it provides the power for the 2 screen, the main screen and the reference screen. And the image intensifier is also powered by this guy. And of course, our computer is powered by the UPS, so it gives provide power to all these 4 guys, right? 2 screen, 1 image intensifier, and 1 computer. And the mainly purpose of the UPS is to prevent the computer from shutting down suddenly due to the power failure, and for you to have time to like save the information or save the image. Okay, and this guy is our hand switch. hand switch, right? It's for the photography mode usage. And when you enter the photography interface, you press the ready button, of course, and then you can press this hand switch after the CM is ready, and then the press second, and it can be pressed two times, one in the middle and the second to up straight to the bottom. So the two gears of them, like okay, for this when you press it all the way down to the bottom, and the exposure will be started, and you just lose your hand, the exposure will be started. Okay, so there is our foot switch, right? The yellow one, foot switch, and it is for the exposure control of the fluoroscopy mode, both the manual or the automatic, also the pulse, and press the foot brake to stabilize the image. Then release the foot brake. You can just stop the fluoroscopy, right? Okay, for the hand controller, so this is our hand controller. Also very many buttons, a screen, and the collimator. You can also adjust the collimator and adjust the CM up and down movement. Also, this one is the three-field view control button. Also, the plus, minus, and minus the left, right selection to change. And the middle one is the cancel button. And there are foremost selection button, the manual fluoroscopy, this guy, and this guy with a fin behind the eyes. It is a automatic fluoroscopy mode selection. Also the pulse, there's a pulse behind the eye. It is a pulse fluoroscopy selection. Okay, there is our photography mode selection. And for this screen is on the CM host, the touch screen I mentioned before, and this guy touch screen here. This content also consists of four icon, and there's four modes, of course: manual, automatic, pose, and photography. That is four in all. Okay. And also we come to our CM host booting, and for its booting sequence, and we need to first boot the CM host, then the workstation. Okay, for the CM host booting, and first you need to connect all the power plug, hand controller, hand switch, foot switch to the machine. Okay, first, and then you put the power plug to the power grid, of course, 220 volt. And then you turn the air switch to the on state. You can also call it a circuit breaker. The air switch, these are all the same thing. In on state, then the machine will turn on and goes to the self-testing procedure, and you will hear three sounds, and after a long beep, and that means the machine works fine, and the machine enters the boot interface here. This guy and this interface, it is a boot interface, right? For you to choose of the four modes, and also you need to press the button. This one, the one dot within the circle. It is the power on button to turn on the device, and then the device goes to this screen. Okay, so that is all for the CM host boot. And next we go to turn on the UPS. Also, I have shown you guys the UPS power on button, and you need to press the UPS power button first. And when the indicator of the UPS lights up and also green, and you can only press the computer power button to turn on the computer, right? First UPS, then computer. Remember that, okay? And after the computer is fully opened, okay, and in the desktop of our computer, there is this icon is our software. You double click it, and you can just enter the software. After enter the software, And the first thing is you need to log in, right? And there are two accounts, and the admin account and the ABC account. First, for the admin account, so this is it has highest authority and including create a new account or you can delete images, something like that. So the admin account. So its password is the same as its name, both admin for name and password, ADMRN admin. So normally we don't use it. Okay, that is for some special conditions. We only use admin. So next is the ABC account. So no password for ABC, and you only need to click OK, and you can successfully log in. So in under most circumstance, we just recommended the doctor physicians to use this one to log in, and it won't cause much trouble using this ABC. Also very easy. You don't need to even type in your password. It doesn't have one, right? Okay. Once you have successfully logged in, we go to this patient registration part, right? And there are a few blanks you can see here for patient identification. Is name, age, months, and is sex, data from which department, the doctor's name, and is a session, right? Also, you need to fill them in one by one, and after you have finished, you must right. Remember that you must click Save button, right? Save button, and do not enter just capture straightly without clicking this Save button. Otherwise, the image will be stored in you don't know where in the computer, and that will cause for long time use of this condition that will cause uh, the software and may sometimes broke down or the malfunction. Okay, remember, do not enter capture straightly without clicking save. Also very important. Okay, after you click the save button, it will automatically goes to the capture interface. So there is the capture interface, and there are two main menu, and this one is for the reference screen, and this one is for the live screen. Okay, and there are also we've got several functions, and I'm gonna introduce to you in the next PowerPoint. And here I need to have something to specific uh, let you guys know. And this one is in the live screen menu bar. And this there we've got a recursive. So its full name is recursive noise cancelling, right? It is for the image quality improvement here. And there are two it is uh, two state, right? For the dynamic procedure, we need to move the block to the left second place of the left right here, probably this position. And for the static procedure, and it should be dragged to the second from the right, probably this position. Remember that it concerns to the image quality. Also here for the reference screen, and there is a auto synchronization. This means the main screen and reference screen's image keeps always synchronized. They always shows the same image after you exposed, right? And there is our dose user interface, the dose UI, and check this, and the dose will be the dose of the X-ray, and the kilovolt or the milliampere will be shown on right on the corner of our screen. Okay, And here I'm gonna introduce this button one by one. First, the reference screen. Then there are this reset, auto, window with window level, flip vertically, flip horizontally, and the menu. This one is a menu window with window level, and magnifier, inverse, reference echo, save frame as. So okay. For the reset, also very easy to comprehend. Just to reset the current image into the default setting. The auto WWWL means you can once you click this, and our software will automatically and adjust the value of window width and level, and it may be a little difficult to get to that. Just the brightness and the contrast of our image. So our software will adjust that automatically and based on the mainstream image grayscale information, and to show you the most clear image, right? And also something the window with window level, the manual one, just you need to do it for yourself. You click on the right button of your mouse and you drag them up and down. It is for brightness, and you drag them left and right. It is for contrast, right? Also, there is a flip vertically, flip horizontally, also just for the image adjustment, not very difficult to comprehend. Okay, the magnify, just zoom in, zoom out, like to see more clearly of the image. Also, the inverse, just the opposite and the positive image. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with this. The positive and negative image, right? So we can change it here inverse. And reference echo then functions totally same as this guy, the auto synchronization. It just synchronize the main screen and the reference screen. And also here we got a column and row set. So for one screen, if you set them one by one plus one, so you can only show one picture at a time. And take it for example, if I set the column by two and row by one, so that's two plus one and two in all. Two in all means we can get two images in one screen, right? Also, auto synchronization, I have explained it before, and those user interface also. And for the main screen function, and those reset and window with window level, flip, and magnify, inverse, live echo is also totally same as before. And there we've got a save frame. Namely means save the current images. So you can choose which image to save and on your computer, right? And we've got a start save sequence, and this means ready to create record image shows on the second screen, and will save as image sequence. So that is a sequence consists of many pictures, not one, probably 6 7, like that. Okay, also you get a start, you need to get a stop, right? Start and stop works together, right? Captured, and this shows the frame that you have saved, right? And show mark for the control of the mark on the top of the image. You can choose whether to show it or you just want to hide it. Okay. And if you want to use the Xeon machine, and there are four modes to select. Now I'm gonna tell you how to select the working mode. And there are three ways you can select them. The first, you can select them in the touch screen of the Xeon host. The touch screen can select the mode. Also, you can select them in our hand controller, right hand controller. And the three the third, you can adjust them by pressing the spacebar on the keyboard, and these guys will pop up here. Also, for very familiar icon, the manual and the automatic pause the photography. You just click to select. Okay. And once you have selected one mode, and here we take the automatic fluoroscopy mode as an example. And once you click them, you enter this working mode interface, and we can see there is a human, like many body parts of it have been circled, the head, shoulder, elbow, etc. Lots of them. And we've got if it is a oversized person, a plump, normal one, also is position, ortho or lateral position. Choose this. Okay. Also, whether if it's an adult or if it is a child, also you can adjust that. So this is the 3-wheel field control button. Okay. And this one, the reset, for time reset, fluoroscopy time reset. And it works with this guy minute. There's a countdown, 5 minute countdown from 5 to 0. And once it reaches 0, and you cannot use the fluoroscopy anymore, and you need to press this reset button, and this will starts from 5 again, right? So here 100%, it is our heating capacity display. So this guy just also from 100% down all the way to 0. And once it reaches 0, and that means the tube was overheated and you need to cool it down. And so you can continue to do the fluoroscopy or the photography, right? Here we've got 4 buttons to adjust the kilovolt and the milliampere, right? You can just add or decrease them, right? And these 4 icons, and I've said many times, 4 modes. And here the ESC stands for the return of cancer, right? Also, okay, just we've entered the positioning and kilovolt milliampere selection examination. And first, also the automatic mode. You click this icon, enter the automatic fluoroscopy mode interface, and you select appropriate body part, and according to the patient's needs. Like here, if you want to check his hand, right, hand, you can see that you just click the hand part of the human, and you based on his body size, normal. Here we've got a normal one, and it is a ortho position. Also, it is an adult, and select them accordingly. Then, since it is automatic fluoroscopy, and you don't need to adjust the kilovolt or the milliampere, and after all of this has been configured properly, then you can step on the foot switch, the yellow one, the foot switch, and just step it, and there you for as the time of the foot switch you stepped, and we recommended we recommended it is a 3 seconds at least. So 3 seconds or 5 seconds, it is on your choose. And so why we need to step on the foot switch for like 3 minutes? Sorry, not 3 minutes, 3 seconds or 5 seconds. It is for the and for stabilizing the image. So fluoroscopy, it is a dynamic process. So if the time of the foot switch being stepped on too short, the image comes out with lots of noise. You don't want to see that, so you need to make sure the time you stepped on 3 to 5 seconds. Okay. And for the manual fluoroscopy mode, also similar to this automatic fluoroscopy mode, and you select the body part and its body size, and those are also very similar. And there you need to adjust the kilovolt and the milliampere and on manually. So it is a manual mode. You need to adjust them according to your experience, according to your radiography knowledge. So you need to adjust them. Of course, and if you find that the image shows not very clear, and you need to adjust them again until the image is clear enough, right? So here we've got a several spine lateral position checking, and you can see that this guy is lying here. Then this red cross laser positioning system here straight at the several spine. Also for the lumbar spine examination, same, we recommended to use the pulse fluoroscopy mode for the lumbar spine check. But here also, it is a manual. You need to adjust the kilovolt and the milliampere manually. Also, if you find the image not very clear, just adjust them again until it suits your needs, right? Also, the spine, lumbar spine lateral position examination, right here. So after you have done that, and you will get your exposure image. Here you can see that exposure image. And so right here, 3 to 5 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds I've mentioned before. So I'm gonna skip it. And next we go to, once you have get your image, you need to process it. So we provide many tools to process the image. So we've got single window, 4 windows, 9 windows. So the single, 4, and 9 means the number of the image you want to show on the screen, right? For just there are 4 images you can choose to show on your screen. 9, just 9 image shows on the screen. And this guy is for the brightness and contrast. So just like the window with window level control, right? Up and down for the brightness, and left and right for the contrast. This ROI stands for the region of interest. Okay, select the region you want to observe, and the software will calculate and bring this part the most clear for you to observe, and let other part unselected and maybe less clear. Okay, and here we've got the flip function horizontally and vertically. Also rotate 90 degrees each time you pressed. It will rotate counterclockwise. And the zoom in zoom out function, and this the familiar one, positive and negative image chose. And in case you don't want all those processing, and you just click this restore, and the image will recover to its default state. Okay, and also here we can see it is a 4 window display right here. 4 window, 1 2 3 4, right? And the next menu, we've got a manual part. Manual here, as its names measure, you can do lots of measurements. Also the distance, the rectangle circumference, the ellipse circumference, and also angle measurement. Also, it can measure the area of rectangle you selected. Also the area of ellipse area you selected. And if you don't, in case you don't want all those measurements showing in the image, and we can click here, delete all the items, or just delete one of them. Okay, that is the measurement examination example. Here, the rectangle circumference measurement. Okay, area, rectangle area. This is the angle measurement, also the length measurement. So you can see its value. I don't know you can see it, but the length here says it reads like 25.53 millimeter. You can get that value. Okay, the next part is advanced menu. So there we provide many high-end function for the image clarity improvising, right? The image smoothing, image sharpening, image balancing, camera correction, or can be used to improve the quality of the image. Also the magnify, okay, and open the image from your outside from your own disk. You can just open one of your own image and you can choose to save the image. Also you can print them. Okay, and there is a mark just shows you can do some marks on the screen, left, right. If you do the you can just make the doctor can how to say that you can provide the doctor and to show them that this side is the left, this side is right, because it's very difficult to distinguish left from right just from the bare film, right? Okay, the report part of course is for the report printing, and before that you need to do some configs, right? And here is an overall interface of our report. There is a name, a hospital name, and the report name. It can be adjusted on the setting part, the setup here, setup part here. Here, just type in the hospital name you want, the report name you want, and click OK. And this is changed. Okay, so the report consists of mainly three parts, right? The information, and these are the information you type in the first step, the registration part. Okay, it will be synchronized automatically. You don't need to type in again. And for the image, okay, you double click the image here, this is a small one, double click it, and it will be added to the blanket. And three is the maximum limitation. You can only add 3 films at most, right? So the here next is for the doctors to fill in their diagnosis opinion, something like that. And after all those has been complete, and you click the preview and can see is here you can see preview. It is overall, and if there's nothing wrong, you can just print them. Okay, but it is a Chinese version, and the English version is almost same, just with English, right? Okay, 3 at most. I've mentioned before, three pictures at most. And for the next part, we come to the the film printing. Okay, also you need to do some setting before you can print the film. So it goes to the setup. There's one thing you need to pay attention, and you need to log in with the admin account so that you can change these parameters here. And I mean, in ABC account, you don't have the authority to change this setting. Okay, also very easy, and just type in the printer name, the IP of it, port of it, and choose the film size. Also 10-inch, here is a 10-inch, also it's a blue one or something. And the calling AE title, it is for the PAX system, communication system. Also you need to consult your PAX system provider. Okay, so this is the film printing interface. and you can choose the number of film you want to print. Like there is 1+1, 1+2, two of them. Here we can see 1+2, 2+1, or 2+2, and 2+2 makes 4. So you can print four film in one, right? Okay, that is very easy. And in case you forget how to operate those, and we provide a help menu just with this software. You just click the software and you will find a menu names help, right? Help. I've circled out help, and you click it, and the guiding manual will be shown on your screen, and you can look it up for your problem or for your difficulty. Okay. Okay. After that, the most important part, the shutting down part. Uh, you don't want to how to say that? The wrong shutting down step will cause some problem of our machine. So the first step, we need to click the exit of the software. This here, probably here, exit, this one, to exit the workstation software. This is the first step. And the second step, you need to turn off the computer, right? You need to turn off this computer. Then after the computer has been turned off, you can turn off the UPS, right? Computer first, UPS second, right? Then you can you can press this button, the one dot without the circle. It is the CM host turn off button, right? And you set the air switch to the off state and unplug the power cord. So that is all for the shutting down sequence. And remember that. Maybe we may check that in a later examination. Okay, and I think that is all for the introduction and training of our 112B. And there are still some times, and I'd like to see if you guys have some problems. You can just ask me, and I will solve it for you guys. Okay, anyone? Anyone has some problems? And no problem, has some questions, sorry. Anyone has some questions?
Yes,
Okay,
I have a question.
okay, you may speak.
Okay, so I just have a question on the 4 months of fluoroscopy. So basically, what does the pulse fluoroscopy does differently from automatic fluoroscopy or manual fluoroscopy?
So for manual fluoroscopy, uh, of course, by its name, the kilovolt and milliampere, you need to adjust by your own. And for the automatic fluoroscopy, you don't need to adjust its parameter, and it will adjust and automatically during the examination. So it is totally automatic. You don't need to adjust that to get.
Yeah,
Okay.
so what about the pulse fluoroscopy? Because the most important area I wanted to understand is what's the main difference between pulse fluoroscopy and the rest of the mode that we have.
For the pulse fluoroscopy, and the milliampere is very high, and but the time of the duration of high milliampere is very the time is very how to say that, the time is very short.
Sure.
The time is very short, and the dose of milliampere is very high, so that can provide a much sharper image of our machine, right?
Another question is, yeah, so I've been having some of the experience during the installation of PLX 5800 X-ray systems. So there's always one issue with the screen resolution. What is the screen resolution recommended for the workstation software?
Pardon? Resolution of what?
Workstation software.
The resolution of the workstation software?
Yes,
You mean the monitor resolution?
exactly.
So it is typically it is a 1920 plus 1080 pixel.
Yeah, and recommended graphic table because I remember, I think, for example, for the PLX8500, it's always been supplied with a lot of graphics cable like VGA cable, HDMI, and the rest of the cable, but there's only one cable which is provide resolution, which is like a compatible resolution with the software. So, for example, if you accidentally forget to connect the right graphics cable, the system software will always give you a lot of issues, and you'll not be able to adjust the resolution until you replace with the right cable. Is it the same case for the this PLX112D model, or it's just a little bit different?
Okay, there are actually three types of video port: the VGA and the HDMI, also the DP, right? Three of them. And
Yeah.
as for the usage, you can decide it according to the display, right? The display. And we recommend to use the HDMI and then a VGA and the DP. Actually, this three ports functions almost same in our machine, right? They don't have too much difference on our machine.
Yeah, and just one last two question is based on the real-time video recording. Does the system support a real-time video recording?
Real-time video recording, right?
Yes. Yeah.
For 112B, we don't provide that function. Okay, but in the
So,
fluoroscopy, you can see a dynamic. You can see a
image,
right dynamic image.
but you'll not be able to record.
No, you can record it. Once
Okay.
your foot is off the step switch, and the image shows one picture only, and that image is the moment your foot is off the foot switch. So that is a static picture, right?
Okay. And just the last questions. What are the issues which can be happening when you shut down the system improperly?
Okay, if you shut down the Xeon first and without shutting down the UPS, and the UPS might keeps turning on, and it's like a battery. It has a limitation of its capacity. Once the UPS goes out, I mean, it has no ability to provide the power, and you for the next time you turn on the machine, it the next time you turn on the machine, and maybe you cannot turn off, right? And also long um, also if you turn off the UPS, like first, not first, you turn off the UPS the last, and um, you may have problem with the booting for the next time, because it's totally totally it's totally mixed up, right?
Okay, and the last question is the how do we connect the pack system? Is there any way that we have to consult your team, or we just wanted to have a general idea of how the pack system is actually connected into the system?
For the
Protocols or ways to connect the PAC system?
PAC system, you need to kindly consult the provider of your PAC system. And we only provide the setting manual. You just need to consult them what parameter, and you fill them in our setup manual. You can works. You can just functions.
Thank you. I think that's all for me. If there's anybody else have a question, maybe they can ask. But for me, it's good.
Okay. Oh, I've just see your message. How
Hello?
about configuration of them? Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I
Yes,
can hear
I
you.
have a question. Yes, I just have one question. You spoke of in the image processing tools, you spoke of the ROI. Yes, I just want some clarity on it.
You mean the measurement tool?
Yes, in the image processing tools, yes.
The measurement tool is very easy to use. I can show you. And so wait a minute. I can show you this picture. Okay. Here is the right here. Here is the image measurement tool. Why it doesn't functions? Okay. And there is a rectangle circumference measuring, and you just select a rectangle frame, and the circumference of it will be calculated automatically and shows here. And there is very small. I don't know if you can see it, but it reads 112.67 millimeter. That is the circumference of this rectangle. It is just an example, right? Okay, for like angle measurement, like you want to measure the angle of those two bonds, and just it reads like, okay, 300, and you need to minus like 360 degrees here, because is that there. Also, we've got a length measurement here. You can see that just 2-point length between 2 points, like from here to here, the length is 25.53 millimeter. That is the measurement tool.
Okay. No, I just wanted to know like the initials for what R, O, and I stand for.
Sorry?
The initials for what R, O, and I stand for. There was a screen that you opened. There was like flip and all those other options. Yes, just on the previous screen. Yes, that ROI.
This one?
Yeah, no, on top the ROI. No, not this screen. The previous. There's
This one?
ROI. No, the previous screen. Back to the previous.
Yeah,
yes,
that one.
No, not this one.
Another one?
Another one?
Yes, the previous one.
This.
No, not this one. No.
You mean up or down? This is up. This is down. Up.
Up again.
This.
Up.
Or this.
Up.
This.
Yeah, this
Here,
one.
here.
Okay.
Yes. There's ROI.
R or I?
There's a
On top of that,
there's a box.
R,
Yes,
R,
that one, yes.
ROI, right? Region of interest.
Region of interest.
Region of interest, right?
Yes.
And
okay.
in this function, you can just select like here, like here, you select a square, and this square that will be shown, the software will process it to make this part looks the most clear, and for other parts it will be less clear than this part. So this square will be is called the region of interest. So that is its function.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else?
Hello.
Yes, you may speak.
Thank you for the training. Still now, I have two questions. The first one is, what is the use of the reference monitor?
Reference monitor, right?
Yeah. And the second one is, does this machine, the PLX112B, uses the DSA, the digital subtraction algorithm?
Sorry.
The first question is, what is the use of the reference monitor?
Why there is a reference monitor, right?
Yeah, what is the use of the reference monitor?
Because sometimes you need to contrast between two images of the same body part. Okay. So the previous one will be shown on the reference screen, and the next one will be shown on the main screen for you to contrast, right?
Okay. The other one is, does this machine, the PLX112B, uses digital subtraction algorithm?
Digital
Subtraction algorithm?
You mean DSA, right?
Yeah.
No, we don't provide that function on our PLX112B.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've got two questions.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to know like the main difference between the fluoroscope and the C-arm.
The main difference between the
Fluoroscope and the C-arm.
fluoroscope and C-arm?
Yeah.
Those are the two totally different things. The C-arm is the machine, and the fluoroscope mode is the full mode, the working mode, right? The fluoroscope mode is the working mode, and the C-arm is the machine itself.
All right. Then the other question is, how far away are you from, like, when operation is going on? How far away from the C-arm is it safe?
How far? And just make sure that you don't hit the C-arm, or you were hit by the C-arm when you move the C-arm. So the distance is up to you, I think.
Okay, talking of radiation on the distance. All right.
Just one last thing.
Okay.
Any caution concerning the what is the C-arm in terms of radiation and those kinds of things?
You mean the radiation protective?
Yes.
And I think there should be a lead door in your surgical room. Just stay behind it, and you'll be fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, your messages. And I think.
Hello.
Okay. Okay, I can hear you.
Okay.
You may speak.
Okay, I wanted to ask this. Hello?
Is there anyone speaking?
Yes, I'm on speaker.
Okay, I can hear you now.
I'm asking that suppose your UPS has malfunctioned.
Right, the UPS malfunction.
Hello?
Sorry, maybe your
You
internet
are
is
using the
too bad.
machine.
I can hear you very clear.
I'm asking.
You could just type in. I can see your words since your internet connection is a little bit bad. Oh, I see lots of people here.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I'm Tawanda. I just want to ask about the fluoroscopy. Is it going to give a real image of like the 4D or 3D image?
No, it is a 3-dimension.
The 3D.
Yes.
Okay.
For
Thank you.
three dimension, you can buy our PLX 7000 and 200, or the newest product, the 7500. Right? You could consult it to the manager, right?
Okay, that one is for the 4D.
Right, 3D, and this one is a two dimension machine.
Okay. Thank you.
I see your pack setting.
Hi, Alan. Hi,
Yes.
Alan. Can you show us the daikon parameter? The daikon setting.
What do you mean by, you mean collimator?
Daikon parameters. Yes.
I can't understand you.
The daikon setting. Daikon setting. Please show us. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Please show us the daikon parameters.
Icon parameters. Okay, I will show you the PowerPoint and to see if it is this one. Power parameter. Which one?
Hi, can I ask questions?
Of course.
Can I?
Okay. You mean this parameter setting? Okay. There's something wrong with my computer. Sorry for that. Okay, I've seen the Luan's question and the register patient and save when we perform multiple. Yes, when you perform multiple fluoroscopy and photography, the photos will be stored in the same study, right? These are stored in the same study because you just register one patient. Yes, as for the fluoroscopy minute, 5 minutes, it is not his minimum minute, just just for the you know, the temperature will reaches very high if you keep staring at the full switch, and 5 minutes is a like most suitable time for the tube to functions well. In case of the overheated, to make it in case of it goes overheated, and this will cause the image quality to like turns bad. Every 5 minutes you need to reset the time. Okay, I see your thanks. And the difference of using these three models, automatic, manual, or pulse fluoroscopy. And we normally suggest the automatic fluoroscopy mode because it's very easy to use. You don't need to remember the parameter of different bodies, and it will be calculated by the machine itself. So we always suggest this automatic fluoroscopy. And for the pulse fluoroscopy, we only recommend it when you want to examine the lumbar spine here, the lumbar spine.
Adam, I would like to do a question.
Okay.
How are you? Adam, which is the maximum weight do you recommend for this model? For a good image of patient?
What do you mean by maximum?
The maximum weight of the patient.
Maximum weight
of patient.
Oh, patient, right. And the maximum weight of patient, we don't have that limitation. And it's a 5 kilovolt tube, so and we can provide a 120 kilovolt at most, and a 5 milliampere at most. So with the right dose.
ስለዚህ በዚህ ኢሜጅ ሰርች አድርጓል።
Sorry. Fat, not fat, and very oversized people can be used also.
Okay, 120 kilos is a good acquisition image.
You need to choose the one, the oversized.
Okay. Have you had some experience from another customers with the use of this C-arm? Have you had some usual failures with these C-arms that you can do some advices?
And for this experience, and I will suggest you to consult our manager, and because they've got a lot of those examinations for you. Okay, I think the time is here is 9 p.m. is very late, and I think that is all for today's training. And thank you all for your attendance, and pleasure to be here to give you the training. And that is all. Thanks, guys, and good night. Bye bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Let's go.